Good evening and welcome to Pakistan Today from our Islamabad studio. I'm Victoria Lane. U.S. President Donald Trump says Iran has recently reached out and is showing a strong willingness to negotiate a new agreement. Speaking to reporters aboard Air Force One, Trump said he remains uncertain whether Tehran would honor any future deal. He said the United States has already achieved its military objectives and stressed that Washington's actions are aimed at preventing Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons rather than pursuing a full-scale war. Trump also warned that any future attack on the United States would be met with a response he described as 20 times stronger. Iranian Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf has issued a firm warning to the United States, saying any attack on Iran would trigger a direct response. In a statement on X, he rejected what he called U.S. pressure over the Strait of Hormuz and insisted the strategic waterway will remain under Iran's control. Meanwhile, National Security Committee spokesperson Ibrahim Rezai warned that U.S. forces would face severe consequences in any confrontation, while Supreme Leader Advisor Mohsin Naqvi also vowed a stronger response to any future attacks. The United States has carried out large-scale airstrikes on Iran for a second consecutive day, targeting multiple military and strategic locations across southern Iran. Iranian state media reported that 3 civilians, including a firefighter, were killed in the latest attacks. Explosions were reported in Sirak, Bandar Abbas, Chabahar, and Konarak, while heavy bombardment was also reported in Bushehr, Hormozgan, and Abu Musa Island. Meanwhile, Iran's military claimed it launched one-way attack drones targeting U.S.-linked military sites in Kuwait, Qatar, and Bahrain, in retaliation for the American strikes. Qatar has called on Iran and the United States to return to diplomacy, following the latest escalation in tensions. During a telephone conversation with Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani urged both sides to implement the previously signed Memorandum of Understanding aimed at ending the conflict. At the same time, French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot accused Iran of violating the truce agreement and international law, saying Tehran's actions triggered the latest U.S. strikes, while also calling for restraint to keep diplomatic negotiations on track. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has reaffirmed Pakistan's commitment to strengthening bilateral relations with Croatia during a meeting in Islamabad with Croatian Foreign and European Affairs Minister Gordon Grlic Radman. The Prime Minister highlighted opportunities for greater cooperation in trade, investment, information technology, agriculture, tourism, and skilled workforce development. Separately, Deputy Prime Minister Ishak Dar co-chaired bilateral talks with the Croatian Foreign Minister, covering regional and global developments, as well as expanding cooperation. The Croatian minister praised Pakistan's role in promoting regional peace and expressed his government's commitment to stronger bilateral ties. Federal Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi has met United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres at UN headquarters in New York to discuss regional and global security issues. The meeting focused on Pakistan's mediation efforts to help reduce tensions in West Asia, as well as the country's long-standing contribution to United Nations peacekeeping missions. Mohsin Naqvi reaffirmed Pakistan's commitment to regional peace and called for realistic mandates and adequate resources for successful peacekeeping operations. Secretary-General Antonio Guterres appreciated Pakistan's continued support for international peace and security through its active role in UN missions. And finally, the Asian Development Bank has released its latest economic outlook, warning that inflation in Pakistan is expected to increase, while economic growth is likely to remain below the government's 4% target during the current fiscal year. The ADB forecasts average inflation at 8.3% and projects South Asia's regional growth at 6%, with India expected to record the strongest growth at 6.6%. The report says the region's economic performance will depend on continued domestic reforms, investment, export growth, and global economic conditions. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today. I'm Victoria Lane.